The old cottage.
An old man was sleeping while sitting on a chair, but the fear was clearly visible on his face, and his hands and feet were also trembling. That's when he said while screaming,
"No, I will never let you do that."
As soon as that old man said this, his nose started bleeding. He was trembling sitting on the chair. The lights of the house were also creaking and about to be extinguished. The old man also tried hard to open his eyes, but he remained unsuccessful. Looking at him, it seemed as if someone was cutting his stomach from inside in his sleep, and after some time, his whole body became calm, and the next moment, his eyes opened. His eyes had turned completely black, from which crawling insects were coming out, and his nose was bleeding profusely. That old man was dead while sitting on the chair.
Julie, think once again. Max is not even a year old yet? Do we need to shift? Let me try something else.
No, Robert, have made up my mind. I don't want to stay here anymore. I am going to my father's house with Max. If you want to come with me, then come. Anyways, your secretary is there to warm your bed.
Robert was shocked to hear the name of the secretary. He had already raised his hand above Julie in anger. That's when Julie got an attack, and she fell on the ground like a living corpse. Robert also immediately handled her and took her back to the bedroom and picked up the medicine from the side and put 2 pills in Julie's mouth. Actually, Julie has sleeping paralysis disorder. In this disease, Julie's body goes to sleep, but not her mind. Her eyes remain open even in sleep, and the attack of this disease comes to her even when she is very angry or she is very scared. One such attack came to her when Robert raised his hand on her, due to which her body fell asleep due to fear, but not her mind. But like every time, Robert had taken care of her even today. Within a few hours after consuming the tablet, Julie was back on her feet, and on the very next day of this accident, Julie came back from London to her father's old house in New York. Both were very happy. As soon as they came home, Julie was loving showing her family photo with Max in her lap. And in these photos, there is also a photo of Julie's father, who died while sitting on the chair.
Julie, don't you feel there is some strange peace here? There is a lot of negative feeling in this house?
After listening to Robert, Julie taunted him.
Yes, much worse than the rented house of that secretary of yours.
Why do you bring secretary in the middle? I made a mistake. If I am so bad, then why don't you leave me?
After listening to Robert, Julie said smilingly to him,
Forgiveness is for a mistake. Sin is punished, Mr. Robert.
Robert chokes on anger after hearing Julie's words. Actually, when Julie was pregnant, Robert had a relationship with his secretary for some time, and somehow Julie came to know about this. But at the behest of her father, she did not divorce Robert, but she never let Robert forget his mistake. After some time, everyone went to sleep. After having food, Julie would lie on one end of the bed and Robert would lie on the other end. There was distance between the two in bed, as well as in their relationship. Both were fast asleep. Suddenly Julie felt as if her son Max was crying. Thinking this, as soon as she opened her eyes, a rotten woman's dead body was hanging in the middle of the air in front of her eyes. Seeing this, Julie had another attack. Her whole body was asleep, but her eyes were still looking at that rotten corpse, from whose mouth something black was falling.
You have come. I have been calling you for a long time. Your father was also told to call you, but he did not agree. Even today, the poor man wanders like this helplessly. Well, now that you have come, so all my dreams will come true.
Having said this, the rotten corpse muttered some spells, and his son Max, who was sleeping nearby, flew in the air, came between the corpse and Julie. The corpse was also very happy to see Julie's son, but the child was still fast asleep. Seeing which, the corpse put him back to sleep at his place, and smiled, and said to Julie,
This is my deposit. Take care of it, you understand. I will be back soon to collect my deposit.
Having said this, the dead body disappeared in a moment, and Julie continued to suffer restlessly on the bed. When Robert woke up the next morning, seeing Julie's condition, he immediately fed her medicine, and a few hours later, Julie was completely recovered. After recovering, she told Robert all the events of the night, but Robert did not believe any of her words, and went to the market on the pretext of running out of Julie's medicine, and also said that he will come back home only late at night. After listening to Robert, Julie once again suspected Robert, but at this point of time, her son Max was more important than Robert, and to know the answer of last night's incident, she went straight to her father's room with her son.
Dad, I know you are somewhere here. You are listening to me. My son is in trouble. Dad, please help me. What was all that happened last night? Who was that woman, Dad?
Julie was crying in the room, remembering her father. But even after saying so much, she did not get any answer to any of her questions. Then tired, when she was about to leave the room, then she heard her father's voice.
Julie, why did you come back?
I sent you to London so that I could keep you away from this house. I gave my life to save you, and you came back as soon as I died. You came back as soon as I died. Why, son?
After listening to her father, she did not see anyone in the room. But she was sure that this voice is of her father only, so she immediately asked her next question.
I am suffocating in this relationship now. I can't live anymore, but thinking of my son, I can't leave Robert. Thought I would get some relief by coming back home here, but there is no peace in my luck. Well, leave all this. Tell me, which woman's dead body was it? Hey, I think so. She wants to kill my son, not me.
Hearing Julie question, she could see her father's image in the mirror in front of her.
Child, she is none other than your grandmother Mary, your grandfather's first wife. She was buried alive by your grandfather in this house.
But why did grandfather do this?
Because when Mary came to this house, she already had someone else's child in her womb. She was a witch. She used to worship black powers. And when your grandfather came to know about this, he killed her alive, buried in the house, and spread this rumor among the villagers that she had a mental illness. So she herself ran away from the house. Then he got married again.
But why does she want my child? What does it have to do with her?
There is Julie, a very close relation, because she was pregnant when she was killed, and the disease whose rumor was spread to kill Mary. You are suffering from the same disease today.
Julie was shocked to see the reality of the disease. She said in slow words,
No worries, Dad. I will leave this house today itself. Then she will not be able to harm my son.
No, Julie, it is impossible. She has accepted your son as her own. She wants to take him with her to her world, and whoever comes in her way, she won't leave him alive. She will do the same to him as she did to me.
But Dad, There must be some way to get rid of him?
Yes, definitely there is, daughter. Her dead body is still buried somewhere in this house. If you perform her last rites, she will be forced to leave this earth and go to other mysterious world. I have done digging in this house for many years, but I could not find her body, and you probably won't either.
Saying this, Julie's father's soul disappeared from the mirror. Julie had now got answers to all her questions, and the very next moment she was about to leave the house, then all the windows and doors of the house closed automatically. Julie also understood that Mary has a clue about her rebellion, and she was also convinced that in order to keep her son alive, she herself needed to be alive. Only then can she save her son's life. Julie was just thinking about it. Just then a wooden table flew straight over Julie's head, and she again got an attack of sleeping paralysis. She immediately fell to the ground. Max was lying on his mother's chest, crying because of the fall. And once again, the shadow of that old woman was clearly visible on Julie.
I told you, Julie, I'll be back. Now bring me my trust back.
Having said this, Max was about to be picked up by Mary's dead body. That's when Pietist came into the house, breaking the door, and Robert too behind him. Mary dead body, seeing the Pietist, understood that it was all a conspiracy to send her to mysterious world. Till now, everything she had seen and heard was just a story, a lie. And then she immediately attacked Pietist. But for Pietist, Mary was just an evil spirit who also had the powers of a witch. So Pietist murmured a few mantras, and the next moment his stick's eye opened. As soon as the eyes opened, Mary's soul, screaming straight in the eye, and the whole atmosphere was quiet again. Robert immediately put 2 tablets in Julie's mouth that brought her to her senses, and she thanked Pietist as soon as she recovered. Actually, Julie's father had told Julie about Pietist before his death, and it was also told that only Pietist can get her out of this trouble. That's why it was just an excuse to go out of the house, because of the medicine, so that Robert can bring Pietist to the house. After this, Julie's sleeping paralysis attacks also reduced, but one thing he hid till today, that whenever she gets an attack, she can clearly see the souls around, and if she wants, she can go to the other world as well, where no one wants to go even in dreams. And Pietist has understood this very well, that Julie's illness is actually a boon for her.